Arizona teachers skeptical of governor's raise proposal. Phoenix, Arizona educators appeared mostly skeptical of Governor Doug Ducey's proposal to give teachers 20% raises by 2020, and the organizers leading the teachers' #Red4Ed revolt said it does not change their plans for a walkout. Organizers with Arizona Educators United, the grassroots group fueling Arizona's teacher-led #Red4Ed movement, expressed distrust in Ducey's proposal. He called for 9% teacher raises this fall and 5% raises over each of the next 2 years. This has raised more questions for us than answers, Noah Karvelis, one of the Arizona Educators United organizers, said. We don't know the details. We don't know the funding sources. The proposal was an abrupt change in tone for Ducey, who has watched as educators in Arizona for weeks protested and threatened a walkout. As recently as Tuesday, Ducey called the protests a political circus and said he wouldn't meet with organizers. April 12, Arizona governor proposes 20% pay increase for teachers by 2020. April 11, with peaceful walk-ins, Arizona teachers gauge support for walkouts, closing schools Thursday. Ducey said he was impressed and had been listening to teachers' concerns. The #Red4Ed organizers said they plan to move forward with a walkout and urged their members to remain united in a Facebook video message. In the video, the organizers pressed for more details on how Ducey and legislators would fund the proposal. They noted the governor's announcement did not address all 5 of their demands. The demands include 20% teacher pay raises now, the restoration of about $1 billion in education funding cuts made during the Great Recession and competitive pay for classified employees, such as cafeteria workers, bus drivers and paraprofessionals. Karvelis, a Tolleson, Arizona, music teacher, said Ducey's proposal was essentially an attempt to stop whatever actions we may have been taking instead of a legitimate groundwork for future investment in education and to fulfill our demands. Vanessa Jimenez, vice president of the Phoenix Union Classified Employees Association, said she was dismayed that the governor's raise proposal did not appear to include classified employees. I think his proposal is clearly an attempt to divide us. We're not going to be divided, Jimenez said. We all are in this together, so I hope we don't let this break us apart. April 10, Arizona teachers, schools prepare for a walkout over salaries. Education money. April 7, this Arizona teacher doubled his salary by getting a teaching job in California on the Arizona Educators United private Facebook page. May teachers appeared skeptical, saying they needed more details about where the governor was going to get the money to fund his proposals. An earlier legislative proposal appeared to fund similar raises from other pots of education money. Others expressed outright distrust, saying they planned to continue their activism. A few educators voiced support for the governor's plan, if he could deliver. The proposal is part of budget negotiations and will still require votes in the House and Senate. While skeptical of the governor's announcement, Joe Thomas, president of the Arizona Education Association, credited teachers for Ducey's willingness to offer a new proposal. It came a day after parents, students and teachers at more than 1,000 Arizona schools held walk-ins to support the teacher effort. Thomas said Ducey's announcement doesn't happen without the #Red4Ed movement and without teachers finding their voice. What the governor appears to be doing is trotting out a set of goals without details and probably hoping teachers would just shut up and go back to work, said Thomas. And I don't think they will. Teachers have seen this maneuver before. April 4. When teachers close the schools in protest, what happens to the kids? April 2, tired of begging, teacher rebellion shuts down Oklahoma. Kentucky schools. Teachers in Oklahoma have been on strike for nearly 2 weeks after turning down their governor and legislature's promise of raises. They pushed for more funding for students as well. Ralph Quintana, a Glendale, Arizona, teacher and president of the Arizona Federation of Teachers, said Ducey's proposal was a start in the right direction. But, he added, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think he is putting on a band-aid, and this isn't going to help teachers leaving. Joshua Buckley, president of the Mesa, Arizona, Education Association, said the state's largest school district is struggling with more than just teacher pay issues. About 30% of classified staff are being paid minimum wage, Buckley said, making it potentially difficult for the district to retain them. I want to make sure all the needs of schools are being taken care of in this proposal, said Buckley. March 30th, teachers are striking all over. What is going on? March 15th, Arizona teacher posts salary, I need a college degree to make this. Buckley thinks the #Red4Ed movement may have helped push Ducey to propose the raise. My hope is that the collective power of teachers across the state gave the governor some pause, he said. I think we shocked the system with what we did on Wednesday morning across the state and what we've been doing for weeks. But the union rep for the district of 64,000 students is still skeptical. And he said he worries that a 10% raise for just teachers could create an ugly situation where support staff are left in the dust. There's a part of me that suspects, what's the catch, Buckley said. State Superintendent of Public Instruction Diane Douglas said she was pleased to see leadership at the Capitol address teacher pay. I am confident that the governor and the legislature will reach a positive outcome for teachers and Arizonans. I would be happy to support those efforts in any way that I can, Douglas said in a statement. Mark Joranstad, executive director of Arizona School Administrators, said he hoped the governor's proposal is enough to prevent teachers from walking out. Joranstad said Ducey's proposal addresses two of the educators' 5 demands, teacher pay and restoring funding cuts made during the recession. This proposal does both of those things. So we hope they will consider that as they weigh the necessity of walking out to be heard, Joranstad said. Follow Ricardo Cano and Lily Altavina on Twitter, @Ricardo_Cano01 and @LilyAlta.